Hi, and welcome to part 2, making Total Drama characters, aka making Total Drama draft. This is the final part of drawing a Total Drama draft, which is basically adding meat into it. So it's the same. So if you haven't seen my first part is basically how to draw a pose from how do you make a pose, and that's an important video to watch if you want to watch it, just check my YouTube channel and I have that. But this part is about adding meat into it. So basically, making it look like easy at the very least. So yeah. So this will be quick and simple. I'm not gonna go too much into it. So if you see me make some quick one, it's because I have no time for it. So sorry about that. But I hope you understand. But I hope from that video, from the two videos I made, I hope you understand how to make Total Drama character at the very least move. And then and remember, it's only a draft. Like you can make mistake because you can later use digital artwork, and you can use digital artwork to improvise on some specific area. But the key thing is, you meant to get most of the majority of the part right at the. Otherwise, if you keep editing on the on Zara, it's gonna be very tiring, especially if you use like a mouse and you just could have that like that and like those delete like that, and it's gonna be very tiring and you will waste a lot more time when really you could you can use that time to do when really you can save a lot of time by doing the basic poses of this. So okay, but without further ado, let's draw her on that pose. Now, if you remember, I draw this one first. If you're really not sure, you can actually you can draw like her, like, draw a basic version of her. Draw a basic version of her. If you're really not sure, like that, and then I'll add her some hair over here. But I don't really recommend that's good because at least you try something, and you try to get an understanding of how to draw her. But for me, I just go straight to posters because one, I tend to have no patience because like people call me patient, but I have no patience at all. And two, I need it for this video's sake. So I'm gonna rub a little bit out because I think I put too much pressure on it. But I'm just gonna do it. By the way, the proportion is wrong. I believe the proportion is kind of wrong. So I normally use a calculator to measure the proportion properly. But in this video, I'm just gonna rely heavily on my instinct. But I do recommend have a calculator to measure each body part. For example, like if the head is 250 millimeters, and how big is a body, and etc. Okay, look at Kyrie Irving's face. Okay, he's kind of go down a little bit, but not too down. So it's like he's in the middle. It's not the middle, like between the middle and the lower middle. So I'll draw. Okay, what I'll do is I draw the neck first. Remember her neck goes above here. Okay, so I draw that. Remember, like, if you don't know what to draw, then use other body parts to draw, like, to compare. So, for example, if you look at Easy's look at Easy like ear, for example, like you can know that I feel more is her hair, etc. That will make it get easy comparison. That's what I'm trying to say. So. I mean, I still make mistake. It's because I make her body part like some area a bit too small or wide. So I'll have to draw her straight like that. Now what I do is I normally draw like that, like do like quick poses. But because Izzy is such a unique character, I may be forced to draw like the actual thing because her body part her head is really weird, but. It's interesting but really weird, so I'm just gonna draw like that. So if we do like that, I mean I kind of draw like this is where I can't make a mistake. Like I miscalculate counter where her ear is. For example, like it's okay to make mistake at this stage, but if you make critical error, like like for her arm, then that's a no because and you could have spent. But you can still edit it, but you could have spent more time. You could save more time if you just finalize the pose, like finalize the actual pose. But for now, we're happy with the poses, and we're adding meat into the poses. So we've got that and that. Good so far, right? I'm kind of drawing a bit too heavy, but I used to do that. I try to draw lightly, but this is how I draw. I draw like just a little bit shade and then like that. If you draw in any other way, I'm fine with it, as long as it's light and it's okay. Okay, now we did the head already. Now we can add the eyes, the nose, and her face. But for now, I'm not. For me, I don't do that. I normally just go straight to the to do her do the rest of the body part and then add details on. And I consider the face to be her details. So I'm gonna add. So what I do is I add the now we do her body. So we're gonna add. So this is the interesting part, because if you look at Kyrie Irving's body, it's kind of straight, but it's not straight. So what I do is I kind of do like this, like draw her front pose, but put more emphasis on her on the other side. Because one, if you look at Kyrie Irving's body, it's not. He's leaning toward his left a little bit more than his right. So it's kind of like this. Yep, and then it goes from there. If you want to, you can draw like this and then go like that and then. Cool. See, like just keep making some idea. As long as the pose doesn't change, you can keep making mistakes. It could be a little bit thicker or etc. etc. So okay, I draw her body. Remember, this is not proportional, so I make big mistake like that. Yep, that's good. Okay, so next up is her arm. Okay, remember her Kyrie's arm is kind of like above her neck, so I just draw like that. And then this is where Total Drama's artwork really shines. So basically, rather than draw like that, which sometimes I do, but I prefer not, like I get used to it, but now I just draw like that, like draw like that one, and then boom. That way you don't need to focus. That way you don't. Just give it some cartoony factors into it. And then for the hand, I'll worry about that later because I consider that as details. Don't draw more, but the key factors is her arm. Her arm. Now the other issue is her the ball, and the ball covers everything up. So that's not big word. So I'll just draw another ball. I'll just draw a smaller ball. If you see, I make mistake, right? But the reason I make mistake is because I didn't draw it wide, but the pose is still the same. So I'm alright. So I'm just gonna draw like that. Do that, and then add some finger into it. That one kind of looks kind of weird, but it's still the same thing. So yeah. Okay, next up is her leg, and this is the area I really hate doing, because one, I struggle with mightily. So okay, let's draw her white leg, because this is easier so far. So we draw like that. Remember, it's not equal, so it's like kind of like that. So I draw there. Yep, that's good. And then I draw like there. Remember, like I didn't follow exactly to the rule, but the poses should look But I thought I understand how the poses work, and I'll go from there. So I go like that, and that's it. Don't worry too much about that one because we're gonna edit that for now. So what I do is I go from here, and then make a big shift. And for the leg, not worry too much about it. Just yeah, that's good. Okay, now the issue. Now you see my issue. Like my issue is her legs is really wide, so I don't really have the time. But the other issue is her left leg. The left leg, remember, it's proportion, so it's more shorter because it's new because it is at the front. So what I do is I do like that. It's really hard to do this one. I'm not prepared to do this. So what I do is I do this. Indicate like so like that. Yep, and then just go from there. The issue is you have to indicate her legs. Her legs is really weird, so you have to. So, I mean, this is advanced, so you don't need this. So this is too much, but I highly, if you want to know how to do this, I strongly recommend watching a video on how to make on proportion, like in drawing. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Makes some sense if you look at it. It makes some sense. I couldn't make her body a little bit more athletics, like move a little bit more. So for example, like I'm gonna make her go this way, and that way we can go from there. But that's the thing is, right? This is a starting part. This is a basic meat into it. Now I can add more meat into it. So like. For me, this is how I make artwork. So I go from that small, add some detail, add some more, and then finish. So yeah. So this is basically where I add more into it. So I mean, I still like rub it out, but not too much. Remember, we need this one. So this is where I add the final meat into it. This is becoming 13 minutes video. So I need to go really quickly in this. So I draw. So this is where I become a little bit slower into this. So sure, hopefully I'm not. So I draw a little bit more carefully into this one. You can still make mistake in this, but at this, you can still make some mistake. But the key thing is, it's only mistakes on for the crap, like I should crap like that. But you can make genuine mistake. That's all right because this is still a draft. You need to make the draft as perfect as you can. So that way it will make your digitalization a lot easier. So I'm just gonna keep working on that. So let's say it's like from. Yeah, so like yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, so it's like that. Okay, so I'm not worried about her face yet. Like I said, I'm not. Once I get the pose ready, then I add the pose. I add the body. So add the emotion to it. So what I do is that perfect. Add a little bit like that. It's perfect. Remember her arm is kind of above her neck, so I have to adjust to it. So you see? Yeah, you can see. Okay, so you can go from there. Yep. Now draw her body. Remember, she's more toward to her left hand side. So make the breast a bit more over here, and then you can make It doesn't move much, but this one moves a lot. So I'll just draw a little bit like that. Yep. Oops. I rely a lot on my rubber because I don't have a steady hand. If we do, yeah, congrats, you have steady hand because you need it for this job, unfortunately. So I'll do like that. Now I'll draw her the hand. Sometimes I do like this, but sometimes I just go like that. Just have a little fun with it, really. Like for the Kyrie Irving's hand is like that, and then you go from there. But yeah, have some fun with it, and then you can go on from there. Okay, I'm just gonna remain quiet for a little while because I need to focus on this. I'll try to talk as much as I can. So her hands like this. Then has a bit up here. Don't worry too much about the ball. Remember, it just shows the ball. Oh, if you have any trouble drawing the pose, use Auto Turtle Drama pose to help you some. It helps a lot for me because when I was a beginner artist, I have trouble making like out of body poses, so I tend to steal other people's ideas, not ideas, the artwork, and have a look at it and then draw that poses. So I'll draw her leg. Yep. Okay, looks pretty good. It looks sick. Alright. Looks pretty sick. Now we do it. I think the pose looks I still haven't finished her leg pose, but it looks pretty good. So now it's the main stage, which is her leg, her arm, her everything, every details. Because mine is because okay, so just to my commission, which is an NBA swimsuit, but the idea is still the same. So let me do this. So I still edit a little bit of her the little bit of her pose of her face because it's up, it's more over here and then it's like there. So okay, so because it's not a perfect circle, that's the issue. It's not a perfect circle, but you can solve that by doing digitalization and then try to like try and make it best fit on the draft accordingly. So I'll just do her face. So I'm guessing this because I normally don't do this. Don't want to. Okay, let's say the expression is kind of like a bit angry, like determined. So I'm just gonna. For the eye structure, I don't worry too much about the specific details. Sometimes I just draw like straight line and move on for it, and then you can digitize it. But it's your idea to go like to go extra into it. Yeah, I think I put too much force into this. So that's pretty good. In terms of the hair detail, I don't worry too much because one, it's a pain in the ass, and I try not to do it, and two, it's only a draw, And so I'm not worried too much about it. So I'm just gonna draw like that. Yep, pretty good. I mean, you get the idea. It's like, you know, you understand. But for your sake, I'm just gonna draw her hair. Okay, so let's draw like that. See, it's not perfect, but it fits. It fits. I don't really care too much about it because the hair is a nightmare. The hair is the worst hair I've ever seen in my life. It's the hardest hair I've ever seen in my life. But who cares? So okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use her her bikini design, her swimsuit design like that. So I'm gonna look at it. Okay. So if you see her that one over here, it looks. So she has a left structure. So oh wait, she has one. She has a pose. That's right. She has a pose. Okay, give me a minute. She has this one. Wait, what? Where is it? 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 Wait, give me a minute. Sorry. Oh, she doesn't. Oh, okay, that's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna rely. So it doesn't have it. So what I'm gonna do is gonna do this. So if you look at it, so it's like that, like that, and. In terms of the details, close detail, I don't worry too much, but include some key details, like for example, 11 over here, and I'll just draw her swimsuit over. Remember, her swimsuit is kind of big, like it's weird, so it's like that, but it's also like it's. You have to indicate. The issue is you have to indicate her left arm, her left leg is forward, and that's the issue for me. So I have to keep indicating to that, and I think that's better. Better. Yeah, that's better. So like you have to indicate. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm just gonna draw. I'm just gonna color. Okay, this is I color in because one, it will tell me which one's close and which one's no. Because remember, it's only a draft, so you don't need to put too much detail. Like you don't want to put too much details into it. Like, you know, oh, I did remember this. I'm gonna make her hand a little bit smaller, like that, like that. And that's it. In terms of legs, feet, I'll also add a little bit of that on it because her leg is not that bad, not that big. So I'll just draw a little bit like that. You have to kind of guess a lot, like sometimes too. Like, I mean, I got a lot of practice of doing that, so I'm okay. But if you're wondering how I do mine, you need to practice. Otherwise, it's gonna, because there's no such thing as like instant getaway. Okay, so that's perfect. That's good. Last but not least, I say it's a bit like there. Remember, her leg is forward, so you have to indicate that. Oh crap. See, I keep making wrong poses after that. But the thing is, you should get the idea of this. And yeah, and that's it. So I say that's a pretty good draft of it. Could have been made more adjustment to it. But the idea is clear on how to make it. So basically what you do is you make the basic, get the idea of the character itself. Make up the poses with the stick figure you work over there. Add the meat into it, and keep adding more details, and then you can add details, and voila, you got a draft of how to make. You got a draft that you can send it to to your Zawa via your iPhone, which I always do, and then you can digitize it. It will make your digitization a lot easier. Trust me. It's one like, I mean, it's like copying, but this is your own work, so it feels a lot more better than it feels really satisfying. But yeah, it feels a lot more satisfying. I'm gonna make her feet a bit smaller. But yeah, this is it. This is a part 2 of my video of how to make Total Drama. How do I make Total Drama draft? If you have any question on how I make it, or any question on Zawa even, or Total Drama characters, proportions, in any way, then hit me with a comment, or just comment on my, or send a note to me on DeviantArt, and I'll try to respond as quick as I can and as much as I can. But other than that, I hope you enjoy, and yeah, and if you be so kind, please subscribe to my channel, because I'm planning to make more video on not only on Total Drama, but in other like topic too, not like on Total Drama, gaming, and any other interest I have, especially on football too, not NFL, like soccer. But yeah, I hope you enjoy.